Hello everyone, I'm Priscilla from Be-novative. Today let me explain to you Edward Bono's random word technique, how creativity and lateral thinking works in practice. So let's go. The random word technique is a perfect method to trigger really surprising ideas, and it is used in a group. So this is why we are also using it regularly within our team every single week. This is the single most efficient and fun way to trigger out-of-the-box ideas in the shortest time. Creativity and lateral thinking is not how our brain works every day. Usually we take our assumptions for granted, and the problem with creative situations is that we take something, the origin, as obvious, and we define the shortest route to the solution. But in creativity, sometimes the breakthrough solutions may come from an unexpected point. You can have as many creative ideas to solve a creative problem as you can imagine. So let's see how the random words will help you think out of the box. First, we really need to define the question well that we want to gather ideas about. This is a pretty important step. Then you can start a general brainstorming session, having as many ideas in the group as you can come up with, building on top of each other's ideas. There will be a point when your team is already stuck with your existing assumptions, and this is when you need more inspiration. So use the random words. You can have one random word, and within associational steps, your task is to connect it with a new solution that's going to be out of the box. The best way for using random words as an inspiration is to put nouns on a card. These nouns trigger most of the symbols from the mind. This can be from a fixed set of, let's say, 60 words that were identified by Edward Bono himself or famous psychologist, but if you don't have this selection, it's perfectly fine to just open up a dictionary on a random page and point on a word as long as it's a noun. I tell you an example. When we were at a tech company, engineers wanted to improve the efficiency of a newly released product, and they have put the product on the table, and the task for the engineers was to come up with as many possible solutions to solve this efficiency problem as they could. They were kind of like ideating around the same topic until the point the random words came up. There was the word magnet, and suddenly one of the engineers pointed to his head like, how come I never thought about this? We should put the two particles that are at the end of the product closer together, and it would end up with a 200% productivity increase. And at the lunch break he explained that when he saw the word magnet, first he thought about attraction as an association, and then what can be put closer together, and then he came up with how come they never thought about removing the particles and rearranging them. This was the ultimate solution that came up with a breakthrough thanks to this specific random word. There is one more important thing. These words don't have to be logical. They don't have to be in connection with the topic in any ways, because the main point of using the random word technique is to identify these lateral ways that Edward Bono calls movement, to move away from the general assumptions and to identify how to frame the question differently. Usually these most disruptive breakthrough solutions will come one of the sideways. This is what people call really disruptive, that no one expected. And before you go, let me tell you two different tips that are really important that you shouldn't do when using the random word technique. The first one is that if you have a word, for example darts, then don't try to put the exact same word into your sentence. You don't have to put darts into your idea, but use associational steps. From darts, you think about maybe goals, maybe aiming closer to something, what does it come to your mind with regards to the solution. And the second tip is, if you have a word, then don't write another word as an idea. So by school, don't write education to your post-it, because education is not the idea itself. Try to frame it as a full sentence. How does it connect to the real question that was asked before? I bet you can do this. Just open up a random book on a random page, point on a word that is a noun, and use your associations to identify really disruptive solutions. But if you have any questions or you need help, feel free to reach out anytime. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because it would really support our channel. We are coming up with new videos on innovation and creativity from the practical point of view every 1 or 2 weeks.